what your account
You guys chip count?
470,000.
I think those two?
I wanna, yeah, count them. I wanna say that's Mark right there.
That's what it's going to give you a freaking line.
His last name is Mark A, right?
Yes. $185 plus 50. Half drop.
85 to 35?
Yes, 235. You're correct.
Ah.
I got them all. I got all the chip counts.
Let's go over there.
Okay.
Okay, are you gonna try that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
Is your small line? Any big one? Or small line?
from the small one. Ah. Small. Yeah, I'm ready.
And the dot is the three zeros and one inside.
Ah.
If you did not know that.
Okay, now
Just
we'll
let you know.
say minimum chip is 5,000. Yeah, I got that. 10, 20, 10, 20. Alright.
And S, C, I always just use FR in that.
Yep.
That's fine.
And C is watch well for a call, but you don't see many of those.
No.
Okay, Justin, pretty good on his team.
So, yeah. Oh yeah, it says name and down here who's actually been.
Going to be coming back here shortly. I think we got about 2 minutes left before the players are back to the table. I'm Corey Esslinger, and we're going to have Joel Clipping. And I believe Mike Columbus is going to be back here too. We only have 2 microphones, so but if he will pass on what one of them says if they're not talking into a microphone. If you guys might not be able to hear it.
You know this spiel. I don't have to tell you. Must be just water.
That coffee's probably
Good, yeah.
So Steve, they are saying that you were the buttons at the last hand on that.
Okay, players, if we're all back. Blinds are going to be 10,000, 20,000. We're just going to give John a second here to explain the rules.
10, 20,000 blinds. I believe 330,000 was average. Quite a few more chips on this table than the last table.
No phones, no food, no drinks. Technically no food.
Bye. Yeah. Okay. Or well,
I think
If I catch you put headphones on and I yell at you, I'll let you know.
Looks like we got Mark Allender, Todd Egerdahl, who was your chip leader coming into today, Wade Kaiser, who's looked like he's made the run. Do you know Edgar? You got to talk right into the microphone too.
I don't know Edgar. Mark Allender.
Allender.
We're starting 24 players. Shuffle and deal.
Yeah, I haven't got a good look to see if that's like. And I don't know Max, and I don't know Caden, and I don't know. Oh, that's Sam Seville. Okay, I thought it might be, but Steve W was on the table last night, but I don't know. I don't know the 3 in 8, 9, and 10. So
Yeah, I don't know him either. They might play out by Bismarck a lot.
right, he had a good cross promotion with Rough Rider. And we are definitely looking to always try to get some people from that side of the state. I think the first time Red River Valley Poker Championship had a tournament, I think we counted 5 people that came from further west than Jamestown. I don't know. People in this state don't like to travel east to west for some reason. Even when we had the tournament up in Minot, there weren't a ton of people from Fargo that went up to that tournament.
Well,
Okay, players on the
yeah, when you guys
second
have them
chance
on the same
tournament.
weekend,
Blinds
it's
are
kind
up
of
200, 400. I'm sorry. 400, 800 with 800 big blind hand.
definitely when they're not playing the
So,
same weekend.
4
Perfect
8
to
with
go
an
back and
$800 big
forth.
blind hand.
Yeah.
And registration is now closed.
So I did ask Steve Madsen. So on the 701poker.com site, it says this was the second to, or the 18th, the freeze out at Harwood was going to be the second to last points tournament for points for 701. But both the North Dakota State Championship up in Minot, starting on Tuesday, I believe the 27th, and the Devil's Lake tournament are both going to have 701 poker points to them. The Devil's Lake one actually will count towards Rough Rider Poker Tour points, 701 Poker Tour points, and Dakota Poker Tour points. All three.
Is that the last Devil's Lake one?
That's the casino state championship. Or
The
casino.
end of the next one?
Yep, New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Yep.
Looks like Sam's got ace jack. And I don't think anybody calls. I played with all these guys, mostly my like good guys. That's what poker's about, just playing with friends and people.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a frustrating game, but it's fun. It's amazing how quickly the time flies when you're actually playing the game. So I, do a lot of running the tournaments and dealing the tournaments and stuff. When you're playing, 10 hours seems like it just goes by.
Yeah, real fast.
Yeah.
Until you get down to the final thing. Then it lasts a couple hours more. But then it seems, to drag on.
Yeah, especially if you're getting close to the money and stuff. Oh, so we got Sam raises to sixes and Steve calls with king queen. So probably going to see a flop. Let's see if Wade decides to put a little bit of his big stack here to use. And it's just basically a big blind bet, right?
I'm pretty sure he'll call it. I wouldn't think he'd raise.
Two calls.
You are correct.
Three players.
King queen hit the flop.
I don't remember. Steve only has 11 big blinds.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll call if Sam bets all.
Check.
Oh, he's betting.
That's 65.
He's Sam check.
Sam checked. Yeah. Sam checked. I think you have to. I think.
Sam will fold. They're playing with 20 big ones. They can't make a mistake really at this
No.
point.
So I was just thinking there. I mean, I mean, Steve bets there, but is there any way Steve actually folds if someone comes over the top there? I mean, you bet. You have 7 big blinds behind, and there's 12 in the pot. I mean, maybe.
Well, if Sam would have got a little tricky, I think Steve would have folded.
Yeah.
If he would have.
I think if he leads out, I think Steve more. But once Steve puts some money in the, interesting to think about, I guess.
I
Gonna
think
have
he
to
might
reconnect.
call if it's just a bet. See if he could hit his king or another queen.
Here's another king queen.
Look at Sam's got sevens now. He's moving up in the world.
Oh, king queen folded this time. See if we can see what happens before. Okay, so Todd's gonna call. I'm gonna have to hit reconnect so we quit this legging here. Do you like 5-4 suited?
I play it a lot. I just can't connect with it though. Lately.
Oops, I wasn't seeing what I was doing.
But yes, I do. I like 5-4.
I do too.
You can crack aces, you can crack kings or whatever.
And you kind of know where you're at in a way. I mean,
Well, yeah, if you don't hit it loud, you know you can fold. And nobody hit nothing here. Sam bets out. Well, Todd hit the 9. He might call. I guess it would be.
6 bets, 55.
Well, maybe Todd will fold. I would like to see one more.
looks like he's gonna call.
Oh, good.
1 call. 3 folds, 2 players.
And I think that probably shut down Sam.
I think it's.
feel
I
better.
think it's got to shut him down, right?
Definitely. Unless he can put him on a heart
checks.
Yeah. Now Todd should bet out. What do you check?
Nope. He bet 60
Oh, did he?
apparently, yeah.
Yeah, sounds full.
Time on the feature table. Got a balance table.
It'd be a different story if Sam had about 700,000-800,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Closer it gets to that.
Yeah, so if you keep it over here, the further you keep it this way. So, I was seeing this a lot last night and a lot today. This same type of betting out to find out where you're at, Sam did. And same type of calls that Todd did, not knowing exactly where you're at, you could be beat. And almost every time you had the person who let out on the flop bet again, the other person folded in the same type of situations. So, it takes a lot to fire that second bullet, but so if you're not willing to fire that second bullet, you have to work through the hand completely. Because if you're not willing to fire that second bullet, if you get called, should you really be even firing that first bullet?
Yeah, well, if you fire the second, you should be firing all in.
Well, that too, yeah. But more. Oh, here we got all in for Max. I don't think any.
Five, no calls. The cards are still coming up, though.
Oh, there we go.
I think Sam's calling there. Bad spot to go all in. I mean, you just hate to see it.
Yeah.
Go all in with ace queen and ace king. Also,
Someone's gonna have a lot of chips after this hand.
the king, one king's gone. I didn't see any queens gone.
I didn't know. It'll be interesting. It says 70-30, so I don't know. And the queen comes on the flop. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it?
Well, he had more of a shot at it
Yeah, well, versus a king, yeah.
versus the king.
Oh.
I bet that Sam lost sixes, sevens, and now he lost ace king. That would be heartbreaking.
You.
Did you see the look he gave?
What do you do?
Yeah, nothing you can do. That's poker. Now, if they would have just played out the hand, maybe Sam could have just lost. Who shoved?
Ace queen shoved right away.
No, was it Wade that had it? Or who had it?
No, Max.
Oh,
Max had the ace queen, and so he had 235,000. So he had
with
oh,
the yellow,
12. Yep.
sweatshirt?
You see, he had 12 bigs.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, you got to get lucky in poker, and there's proof right there.
Definitely, yeah. So Sam now at only 4 big blinds. We discussed this after the last 2 hours. Especially shallow as the pays go up. You got to look for any opportunity. It folds to you, any type of.
Any queen, any
Yeah.
queen,
He must be in the big blind right now. Or small blind, maybe?
yeah, maybe he was in the big blind last time he didn't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so he shoves here with ace 10, obviously.
Look at this. He gets a hand.
And he gets,
no.
he runs against ace jack. I mean,
Maybe he can hit the 10.
Sam's just like, oh, this is great.
I call him, he goes,
Oh, of course.
small blind, big blind. He's like, oh no.
Oh, it's your turn to get the 3-outer now, right? Needs a 7 or an 8 to chop. Jeez. And everybody laughs because everybody knows.
They know how it is. It happened to them one time.
You basically got to eat the mic. Yeah. Eric's instructions were to eat the mic.
Eat her up.
Yep. It doesn't feel right, but you get used to it. It's a little softer. It's not as bad in the headphones though, so I didn't notice it last night when Eric was here. I was like, it's fine, but then I get home and Eric was pretty quiet. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
He's the one that said you had to eat the mic, and then he was quiet.
Well, no, it was different Eric. Eric Crystal. Eric
okay.
Anderson was the one that says eat the mic.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's got new software, new equipment and stuff, and well, this stuff is new. So,
It
but
looks real good.
it's a great thing to have. It's a nice promotion.
Oh,
and
I think you'll pick up a lot more players with this.
and eventually, yeah, you have the equipment. You get it set up.
Do you set it up every stop or not?
No, it wouldn't be every stop, but
Just your bigger ones like
yeah, I
Grand
mean,
Forks?
we'll have it for Leroy's tournament here in January.
Yeah.
Because that's about 160 people usually. Down to 6 players all of a sudden. So we got to be getting close to down to the final 2 tables. Yeah, I would say if we can have this streaming, I would say about 6 to 8 times a year, I would think, is what you want.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Ace nine to pocket eights. Hold up, everybody. Hold up after the hand, please.
Must be getting close to the final 2 tables.
Yeah, I heard you there. I was just waiting for your voice to catch up. Yeah, you could hear it that time pretty well. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can hear yourself just fine.
Well, thank you.
Oh, Steve wakes up with aces and he's on the button. This was a situation last night. I mean, it's so weird when some people raise from the button, especially in these cases. How many people think they're just full of crap?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like, really?
Yeah. But I mean,
But
you run into
nobody has
5-3,
anything.
yeah.
You
But-
should have limped in then, I guess. That's the problem. You're looking, oh God, I hope somebody has like kings or queens or jacks. But it never works out that way.
Yeah, it doesn't. Last night, Masaki, I'm assuming you heard about that hand, right? Where he raised aces on the button. Jesse Headland shoves King 10 back at him. Over shove, like 25 big blinds, right? Because he thought Masaki was making a play, and well, Masaki calls, and flop comes ace queen. So Masaki flops a set and jack on the river,
Oh,
and
heartbreaking.
then Masaki has threes, flops a 3 against Brian Tweet's ace queen, and the flop comes king 10-3, and then the river jack to give him another. So that's how he that. So he got railroaded last night pretty bad. So I felt so bad for him. By the end of the night, Masaki was in a good mood though. So we got Tim Scott and Brandon Schmidt coming back to the table, and
Yeah, I think we're down to the final 2 tables now.
yes. So now they pay jump every 3 places, 447, 503, and 578 before they get to the final table. So it's getting a little bit more interesting. Who's our 9th player?
All right, shuffle up and deal. 18 players
Or
remaining.
did we have 7 I didn't think we had 7 players. So So we had Todd.
I think we're missing one seat.
Mark, Brandon, Edgar, Tim, Steve, Caden. Oh, we got everybody. I just must have been.
Looks like 4 seats not sitting there.
Well, four they leave open. Well, Mark shoves it all in for 8 with 8s.
Standard shove with 8s. What, 10 bigs, 9 bigs?
Oh, Edgar wasn't there before. No, I think he was here the previous hand too, or the previous table too, and now he just got moved back. That's why. So those 3 in the middle all showed up here. Steve W. with ace 10.
I don't know if that's a 220,000 call when you only got 505.
I don't think it is.
But
he calls.
And there's an 8 gone. Jack 8 somebody had.
So we're just getting.
Chance. He's got about a 57% chance, 58% chance Steve's gonna win.
Yeah, because that other 8's out and no aces or 10s must have been out either. Oh, that's a nice.
That helps.
Any 4, any ace, any 10, except that's not a heart.
There it is.
Wow.
That's how you win with 8s.
It's so huge at this point. You have a double up. He was at 220,000. Now he's 490. Now all of a sudden he has 25 big blinds.
That's huge.
And you have some room to do something.
Well, I see Chase Lardy's watching. Alex Miziger. I know Alex from Jamestown. How's it going, Nate? Alex?
Multi-stream.
Yep.
There we go. See if any chat comes up. No chat yet. King Jack for Steve W. Definitely, I don't. Well, no, never mind.
All in.
I was just gonna say that after a hand like that,
Hijack.
you should take a step back
Yeah.
and give yourself a break. Get composure.
I wonder if ace 10 folded, I guess, this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to make that call with ace 10 and lose, but you weren't ahead. And he won this hand anyway.
Yeah.
He probably gained 30% of his stack back there, or 20, huh?
Yeah, 50. He lost 220, so 50 he gained back. So, yeah.
If he keeps doing that, he can get right back.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of guys will play that way.
I mean, 2.5 big blinds every time. If you win 2 of the hands, and you can afford to lose 5 big blinds until the point comes along where you're so active that someone thinks you don't have something, and all of a sudden you double up through them or get a big hand, and it's got a lot of the same stack size here: 560, 545, 500, 450, 400, 395.
For sure, yeah. And it's hard to call. Brandon's got king.
Ooh.
Perked right up.
Yeah.
He'll put out 60,000. 80. What was it? 50?
Was it 50?
Yeah, I think 50. You want somebody to call.
Well, Edgar's short here. Does Edgar have to move all in here with A7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because Brandon bet so little. We thought Brandon might have king jack or something small.
Right, just testing the waters.
Yeah. 2 diamonds gone there with 9-8.
It's a nice amount of diamonds gone for Brandon here. Seeing
I didn't see no aces yet, though, did you?
no aces. There's a 7. There's another diamond.
Two folds. How much?
Fours. With a diamond.
Oh, yeah. It's very interesting for Mark here because if he calls, Brandon moves all in.
Oh, definitely.
And then Mark's like, what am I doing?
No, he won't.
So he doesn't. Yeah.
That's 390 now.
Watch it come ace 4. And then Mark jumps out of his chair.
I would.
Yeah.
I would. Ace, ace, ace 5.
Yeah, no diamonds.
No diamonds.
The king of hearts will come now.
Hearts. We're gonna need a king. Running hearts. Turn card 4. Gonna need to be a king. Or a
There's
king
the
alone.
There's the
Brandon's
4.
have covered.
And Mark did exactly what he said.
And
Yeah.
you're gonna score a double up. You get 110 to
Brandon
start the
shaking
hand.
his head. Mark goes.
Oh, man.
But that's because he was afraid Brandon would shove all in.
And he would have.
And he definitely would have.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's no question about that. So, that's a hard one for Brandon to take in that situation because
Yeah, the only way Mark would have won that hand is if he would have shoved.
oh yeah, well and then Brandon's calling and then all of a sudden Mark's sitting here at 1 million in chips.
Yep.
If only you knew somehow.
Yeah, you don't know how many times that happens. You sit back with like 4s or 5s and you flop a set and you're not even in the hand and you're mad at yourself. When 2 people are going at it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you start to play that way, you're likely out of the tournament before you even know it.
Oh, for sure.
6, 7 fold. 8 fold.
Ace 7 folded, king queen. He decides to play a hand for 60,000, I believe. It's got to be 60,000, right? Yep.
55 maybe.
No,
60.
it was 60.
Yeah, I must not have seen the other chip.
Call from Todd.
3 fold.
Mark's still mad he didn't call the last hand. Would have been at a million.
It's a different game. It's a different game when you have 50 big blinds.
Brandon's sad he lost that hand.
Huh?
Brandon's hurt he lost that hand.
Yeah.
That
It's-
really hurts.
You know, but there again, whether you lose a big hand or win a big hand, you have to take that step back and he's not in. I mean, he only has 10 big blinds now, but one double up,
Yeah, it's
ace
easy
king
to
for
come
10
back.
right away. How do you like playing this under the gun? You have 20 big blinds.
I would bet out 60,
Just
70.
Would you make it a
Hopefully
little
ace, jack, ace, queen shoves.
make it a little stronger than?
Yeah, if you go all in, you're getting called by a pair or something.
Yeah.
Favorite here, flop. King, queen, 3. He's all in at risk. 8-20 favorite going into the hand. 6 on the turn.
I mean,
Eight
Todd
for
might
Todd.
even. How many big? No,
Jacks are gonna hold.
that's too many to lose with
Ace
eights.
gonna be crippled down there to
Well,
still got 175.
Apparently, Todd doesn't think so.
Yellows and I said.
Did he call?
Yeah.
75K was the raise only.
That's a big raise. That's almost 4 big blinds.
Asking about oneself.
Well, he had 485. He figures if he can flop an 8.
Oh, we're gonna have to reconnect. I don't want to reconnect while they're doing this. Brandon's never.
Brandon
I gotta
have? Oh,
do it before
deuce.
they put out the flop.
Oh, Edgar had kings.
No way. He did.
Yep.
Oh my.
He just had one on ace 7. Now he's all in. And ace
And
king's
Tim
gotta
immediately
call.
calls. and Todd's gonna go away.
Well, if Ace King don't go all in, they'll probably both call.
Well, he called. He said call right away.
Too much for the eights.
That's half your stack, right?
Well, it's only 140 to call, ain't it?
175.
175.
Well, I mean, yeah, you already have 75 in, so 250. He started the hand with, what, 5?
Well, if it's only
Five,
140, he could call. But you're putting yourself short then if you don't win.
One folds. All in, I call. Piece of table.
And he folds.
It's a big hand. 605,000 chip pot.
Hopefully
If
the
this- if
ace
it-
doesn't come and gives him karma back. One more diamond. He may put him on for, no. He's got to hit the ace. You know?
Just like that, Edgar is now up to
Damn
among
near
the chip leaders.
Among the chip leaders.
605,000.
He was just down to 110,000.
That's amazing.
And then he's right back up to 605.
Edgar just beat
Chip in a
Kings.
chair.
Now he gets
That's all you need.
And Brian shakes his head.
Yeah.
You can win on your kings and I can't.
Oh, that's, yeah. Oh, Chase laughed. Thanks for joining the chat today, Chase. I think you're the first person to comment all day. Yeah.
We have 47 viewers anyway. If there's anybody else watching, they can chat.
Oh, yeah, if anybody chats. Last night the chat was going pretty good, but it was Brandon.
Oh,
Brandon, Marcy, Dave Sheppy. Chase was in there for a while, and Michael Williams, I think. There was a couple. So, see if we... I'll get a big hand because I'm going to announce the sponsors here real quick. But starting with Randy's University Diner and Randy's 2, owned by Heidi Rogenkamp. Tax Lady. Subway of Park Rapids by Dallas and Eric DeWitt. Eagle River Utility Solutions through Brandon Schmidt, who's at this table. And Ambitiously Lazy, a clothing supplier, clothing company. Makes some pretty cool stuff. Chuck Stahl there. If you ever come to one of our events, they have pretty good amount of stuff put out.
Brandon's all in here, ain't he?
Oh, he just called the ace 5. He just called.
No, if he shoves, he could have a chance of taking it down.
So does Wade lead out here, thinking you have 2 overs and kind of not a gut shot, but I mean you don't have a gut shot, but
I think he still makes a call. Brandon does. Either that or I don't.
just 130.
Oh,
It's basically all in, I
yeah,
guess.
he
You know.
either goes all in or he folds. You could put weight on big pair or big hand.
Yeah.
Not a pair.
Right. But the problem is, if it's a big hand, is it ace jack or ace 7 or ace?
Yeah, but still, he wouldn't call.
Oh, well, never mind. You
If
hit the 5.
Brandon-
You hit the 5.
Yeah, Brandon hit the 5. I think he's going to give you a speech and then go all in.
Oh, he folds.
Oh, well, I guess he didn't give the speech, the all-in speech. You just don't want to go out at this yet.
But I mean, you got to start moving up that. I mean, you want to move up the ladder, but there's not. I mean, what's the difference between 18th and 9th? It's
Well,
$200.
he looked over at Wade's chips and said, "Oh, I'm going to get called anyway if he's got
Oh,
2 overs."
yeah. Get called anyway. 6, it's, what is that? 25%. So he's no better than 25% or 75%. But 15 and 30. Now you hear, doesn't that annoy you when you don't make a call and then all of a sudden the next hand you hear blinds go up?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Definitely.
now I just went from 6 big blinds to 4. And so now all of a sudden you're like, well, I should have called because, what are my options here?
Yeah, he definitely should have went all in. I would have put the other guy on 2 bigger cards, and if he makes the call, and he makes the call. Eventually, you're going to run out of chips if you don't.
Oh, yeah. We were discussing, Eric Crystal, when he's here, that you have to win about 2. Mark, what could have been? Mark. Mark on? Which Mark we talking about, Chase? The 4s, yes. Never mind.
Oh,
we got you now.
definitely,
Yeah. The 4s. Oh, it could have been, with $1 million in chips. No, we were talking earlier that realistically you need to win 3 hands every 2 orbits. But that's impossible to do when you're a short stack because you're just going to get called if you're that active.
Well, when Brandon called that 50, he should have shoved.
Yeah, you're right.
If you're calling with 185,
And you hit a pair, you
yeah,
have
he
to.
definitely. If you're calling that, you should have shoved. Now Wade's got a
Wade.
gut shot.
Tim all in, and he's avoided 3 or a.
Yep.
Yep, he does. 10s and 4s. Nice double up there. Get you out of the cellar again. Now the Brandon's in the pot. Yeah. Now again, it's 15:30, so you have to find your right person to shove on.
Yeah. See,
here.
Tim chanced it with 10-9, was it?
Yep.
And he doubled up. Brandon could have definitely chanced it with ace-5.
Right.
But sometimes you just don't want to go out of the tournament. You want to see if you can hit something.
Yep.
Well, then you lost 50,000. Now you get down low enough where people are going to call you no matter what.
Yeah. So Caden hasn't done, let's see, Caden's 14% VPIP. So if you shove this hand, he's that's fairly tight player here. Steve has not been shown to be a tight player. Max is A7 here. All of a sudden,
There's about 18 left there. Lopez.
Wade has ace king here. Yeah, there should be. Yeah, there's either 18 or 17 because otherwise they would have taken one away from this table. So Wade raises to 94, 5,000, and it folds around, I think. Right?
Well, 3s, Tim. He just jammed. Maybe he'll jam them again. Nope.
And he hits the king on the turn.
9.
Yeah.
And let the 3s go.
This hand ended up winning, but
You have about the same chance of winning with 10-9 as you did
Oh,
3s.
see, look at here. Caden shoves with king 10, thinking someone's making a play.
Yep.
And,
we got Wade Kaiser.
you know, I mean, it was such a big bet. It was 95,000. It's, a little over 3x.
And Caden has 420K.
Yeah. And
Well, he's only losing one. What? Oh no!
no, Wade has
His suited in clubs. Here we go. 10 in the window.
Oh, with an ace.
gosh. Oh, with an ace, yeah.
Hit their pairs back to where we started here. Need a 10 or running clubs. There's a club.
Wow.
Oh,
So he's got 4 clubs on the board.
Guys,
He needs
guys,
a,
we can see
10 would
club
actually
here.
Fill Wade up now. He's going to need a club. That's not, doesn't pair the board. I don't know if that's possible. Go ahead, River. 10.
oh.
10's full against aces.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. he?
All right, count 'em
I
down.
played with him last week in double, so I think he was trying to get the other guy forward.
Right. No, yeah, I think he had seen Wade play a number of hands. Wade's been in 26% of the hands that on this table, and Caden probably thought, this guy's overbetting with 9-5. I can get him to fold here.
Now he's pushing dang near $1 million.
They haven't awarded it yet. He should be at $1 million because I thought he was at 650 before.
5 something, and I think
this is
he
one.
must be close to $1 million.
And that does eliminate Caden and 7.
Yeah, this is 1,015,000.
Players remaining.
Yeah.
Barely just got over $1 million. Chip later.
Here, let's see. Does this work? There we go. Yep, we have our. Well, I believe we have our first person over 1 million in the tournament. I don't know the other table. Let's see, what was there? 318. There should be 80 million. Math is terrible. Maybe 8 million.
Yeah, it might be 8 million in play.
So he would have 8 chips. So yeah, that would. I don't think there could be 80 million in play. Yeah, that wouldn't make sense, would it?
No. You'd have to start out with about 200,000 in chips. Not 25,000.
Yeah, 7.95, and then with roundups and chip ups, you're looking at 8 million. So, 13% of the chips in play Wade has. So yeah, unlikely that we have another stack higher than that.
Well, Jack 9 suited looks better than Ace 5.
Well, honestly, it kind of does, in my view. Because here again,
For sure.
I would rather have Jack 9 and shove than Ace 5.
Yeah, and I'd rather have Queen Jack or King Jack
Yep.
or any 2 big picture cards
Right.
than an Ace split,
Yeah, because if someone calls you, they're always calling with a big ace.
King, Queen, or they're calling
But,
it Queen Jack.
Yeah.
If
So
you're low in chips.
Yep.
And Brandon got it.
So there's
Now he's up to 190. He's back to 190. I like Brandon. Brandon's such a good guy. He'll talk your ear off, but he's still a wonderful person.
he will talk your ear off. Absolutely.
I always want to see him and Robert sitting side by side at a tournament.
Well, and Brandon has this really weird sense of humor too. So if you don't know him, if you do end up playing against him at some point, he can seem like he's really needling you, or I don't know what the word would be. Oh, now Wade all of a sudden has queens. So does he go 95 again? Because it worked last time?
I think with Queen 75 would be plenty. But if he wants to play the same bet, so he doesn't think 110 maybe, huh? Is that what it looked like? The reason he bets that high is he doesn't want anybody to call with some kind of...
Oh, makes it 120.
Yeah, 120. He doesn't want to, like, suited 910 or something.
But you're chip leader of the tournament. Why?
Well, this way somebody would have to go all in if they're calling.
Yeah.
And then he can just
I don't
call
know.
in.
I like. Maybe I'm more willing to take chances with the big hands and be like, hey, come on along.
Yeah, if
and
he would have bet probably 80,000 there, that pocket fives would have shoved on him.
could have. Yeah.
Definitely.
Because Max had 425, so your minimum raise is 60. Let's say 65,000.
Yeah,
Do you at
Max.
least?
Max has got way too many chips to shove. I
Yeah.
was talking about 240 or 190 stack.
Oh, right. Yeah, those. Yeah, they might have shoved. Yeah.
Oh, definitely they would have shoved if
So-
he would have bet 75, 80. Is like, well, you got ace something, 7, 8,
Right.
ace 9. I'll take my chance,
I like the idea of a little bit more. Brandon loves the sound of his own voice. If you don't believe him, just ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
definitely.
He is. He's very entertaining to have at the table. He is a talker. There's always differing opinions. King Queen for Max here, and folded to him on the button.
I love when there's people like that at the table because then you got something to listen to.
Yeah.
You know. Otherwise, it's pretty boring just sitting there.
It can be very boring.
I think Max will bet out about 75.
See, now here, on the button myself, I like to make it a little bit larger on the button than if under the gun. So, but, you know,
Well, then you're committing yourself if somebody goes all in, I would think.
potentially.
Oh, never mind, 215.
Ooh.
I mean, what if kings or aces go all in, you know? I mean, okay,
Well,
you're putting yourself all in.
Yeah, you have half your chips in the pot. So.
Chase says yuppers. And I believe that's to the one, to Brandon loves the sound of his own
Yeah.
voice.
Oh, yeah. All right, so
Yeah, you got it through. I mean, you'd literally have to have, it was a good bet, but if you run into aces or kings or queens or whatever, you're getting called.
right. I mean, my feeling there is if you put half the chips in the pot, why don't you just go all in?
Yeah, you're definitely calling off if you do that. I can't see that you're betting that and not calling off the rest of your chips.
No. And so we were talking. Another thing talking about earlier with Eric is, do bets like that create enough confusion so that the other players are like, why would he bet that much? Why would he do this? Why would he do that? And does it create enough confusion that it may reduce the ranges of people calling you because it's kind of makes everybody question, you know? Like, why would you put half your money in the pot and not the whole thing, or why would you do that?
Well, definitely, it looks like aces or kings or something.
Yeah. You know, like you're trying to, there's just something odd about that bet sizing that maybe it is better, but I still can't get behind the idea of doing
Well,
that.
I don't either, because if somebody does have aces or kings, then you're committed.
Right.
And now that's probably how some people go out of tournaments. They bet over bet, and then they have to call.
Yeah, I always run into aces. Actually,
Yeah,
that's not
so
true.
do
I
I.
run into kings and queens, I guess, too. So. But
King 4 of diamonds and Jack 5. And the
oh,
and a straight draw for Mark. Mark won't lay this, or I mean, Mark hit top pair. I mean, it'd have to be a big raise. And Wade checked. I bet you Mark bets out.
Mark's
No,
smiling.
he's smart. He's a good. He's gonna fold.
55.
55, he'll fold. Did he call?
No,
No,
Mark's pretty disciplined.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. He's up to 109 million. It says 1.1 million, I guess.
1.9, almost 1,100,000.
Yeah. So it's
He's at 1,090,000. That's double what everyone has at the final table, or at this table here.
yeah, almost.
We
except
don't
for
know what
Edgar,
the other
I
table
guess.
is.
Yeah, but we had at this table there's 8, 2, 2, 6, 3, 1, 3, 6. So if my math is right, the other table actually should have more chips.
Well, they probably do.
So
How many
they-
are here?
I'm counting about 3.6 million.
So almost 4. So that would be about half.
Yeah, well, if 8, so 4.4.
Then Todd wakes up
Todd
with
with
ace
ace
king.
king. Of course, if they eliminate another player here, they'll probably get one. Maybe. I don't know. It's been
So
a
you
while.
think it's 8 and 7?
I think there's 8 total, so they have 3.6 here. So the other table should have 4.4 million.
Yeah, they probably do. So they got a couple 100,000 more, 300,000 more.
Now it could be way more evenly distributed, but never play fantasy football. Just breaks your heart all the time.
Yeah, what can happen will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're about an hour into this 2 hours of play, about 50 minutes it looks like. So I would say that we should be getting close to the final table in about an hour. I think we'll be getting there. We'll be about in that 11:10 range.
What's how many minutes left till the next blind level?
10 minutes should be 12 minutes probably to the next blind level.
Yeah, it'll be about an hour.
So.
I was going to say it would be a good bet. Top pair and then diamonds are not going anywhere.
Diamonds with the gut shot to a bigger straight,
Yeah.
or the big straight, and you got a queen over. You don't know necessarily if it's good,
I don't know if Edgar will fold.
but if you have top pair here,
498,000 is the average chip. 496, excuse me.
I'd probably.
500,000 is the average chips.
Were they big and little blind and just called? He must have raised.
Oh, all in.
Oh, no.
There's no way Todd is ever folding
I think
this.
Todd's probably calling this. He's shrugging his shoulders and can't believe it. And he's got 365. I think he'll make the call.
I mean, you got a flush draw, you got a gut shot straight draw, which both two. I mean, unless the guy has ace something of diamonds, which would be a cooler.
Yeah, but even if you're up against a straight, you're still gonna get it. Look, you got two cards to come for a diamond.
Right.
I
Two
mean,
cards to come for a diamond, three, and the 5.
Plus, if he wins,
And
he'll
he
be
did.
at 900,000 in chips.
And he doesn't even know that the
Jack is live,
the queen and the 6
or the queen and the 6 is live.
The queen and the 6 are live. It has
Well, if he puts them on just the 4, pair of 4,
right.
some 4.
How can you not call?
I think he's gonna call.
You have 15, 18.
Well,
You have should have 9, 18 outs.
I think I would make the call. Yeah, count the outs in your head. Even if he's got a straight.
Even if he's got a straight,
you have diamonds.
2, 5, 6. The 5 chops it
For sure.
So you would just take away 1.
Yep. He
So
definitely
that's
should
7.
make the call.
Well, then
I
you
think
take away
he
the
knows
queens.
it. He's gonna call.
There we go.
And then he looks and sees how good of a chance he has, and he can't believe it.
Yeah.
2 overs.
I don't know why it's saying 50-50 here. I
don't know
unless
either.
there's the
There's the
ace, but
And
now it's a heart. So now it takes away some of your queens and 6s.
He must have. He hit the
Diamond.
He hit the diamonds. And Edgar can't believe that he lost when he went all in with Jack 4.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that is a pretty bad turn card for Todd because it took away 1, 2, 3 outs. Took away the queen of hearts, the 6 of hearts, and the 5 of hearts. But
well, Edgar's back to.
but
Well, he's a little more than 110,000 now. He can start over.
No, it says 80,000.
Oh, he's at 80. Jeez, I didn't know that. I thought it was 3 something that Todd had.
No, it says Todd's over $1 million too.
Oh wow.
See, I thought Todd had close to over 400,000 going into that hand. Reconnect here, see what happens. But that's Now we got Brandon short. And now where'd Edgar go?
Yeah, Dennis says Brandon is on fumes. I wonder what he has to say. Well, I don't think he's talking as much. Maybe he is. Now he's giving a speech.
Oh, so the chip counts were off because Edgar's out. Edgar did not have more chips. Yeah. However, the chip counts got off with all that back and forth that Edgar was doing. Somehow they got off because Todd ended up having more chips than Edgar, and Edgar is now gone. So
Yeah,
Brandon has
13.
4 big blinds. Tim has 6 big blinds.
Brandon doubled through Tim, and then somebody got him. This guy? No.
But Brandon's on the button, so he's got a round.
He does, but why not shove here with Queen 5? Yeah.
I would definitely probably would.
I mean, it folded
any
to
queen,
you.
any king.
Yeah. And
I mean,
you
Queen
know,
Deuce ain't gonna hurt him unless they get diamonds
you
or a 2.
you want Queen
Well,
Deuce to
for
go.
sure. I think he.
Oh,
folded.
no,
He
that was
folded.
his small blind.
And now he's back up to.
Oh,
4
there was
or
a dead
5
small
blinds.
blind.
6 blinds.
Yeah, so he went smaller than normal, but still, he almost.
Oh,
No, there was no small blind because the small
yes.
blind was dead. So you only win the 60, but still, it's. Let's see. I don't know. He might have. No, it looks like he has about 175.
Yep. One double up, he's right back in it.
Yeah.
And that's what he's waiting
Is
for.
Brandon still on fumes, Dennis, in your opinion? Let's see if he chimes back in. Brandon told a funny, and I wish I could have heard it. I turned your mic up a bit.
You watch?
It distorts it for you guys'
We
end.
all had mics there for the NFC at the final table.
I wish that we could hear the voices more than not the chip. Yeah, right there. That would be nice. Because otherwise, there's so much background noise and chips, and I don't mind chips, but
Yeah, it would definitely be nice to hear what they have to say.
yeah,
How
It's
many
been-
chips does Tim have?
150,000 just called when it got to him.
And then hits out of the world. But I don't think
But
Steve.
why lead out here? I mean,
he went all in.
Oh.
I guess it worked. Some things you. And then what do you?
well,
do?
you putting on a show here, Tim?
He must be worried of an over king. There's no way.
What do you?
I think that you have a beautiful hand.
Steve's probably like,
I bet you.
what was that speech for?
He's like, what are you doing?
For Tim Scott.
It should have been a snap call.
7-5 with 2 diamonds. He has been.
And then the 9 comes.
Oh,
Hero
Oh.
5 with 5-9.
And that would suck.
Turn card, deuce. Tim's got.
Dolly Parton
9
does have
diamonds.
a nice 2 pair, so
Yeah.
Just has to avoid a 5 and a 9. That's not a diamond. I'm sorry. Here we go, the river. 4. Looks like he's
Nope.
gonna struggle through. I think you are still alive, Steve.
so
70K left.
Though.
I can't believe he shoved just with the bottom pair there. After somebody bet into you?
yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah, he does run kind of well there, Dennis.
What was the hand?
He was
I
like
forget.
30,000, one big blind, and he is
No,
in
it was
the small
Brandon's
blind.
hand.
15 players
Queen
remaining
5.
right now.
Okay. Oh, that's yeah, and he just pushed and no one called. That's right.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't remember seeing a showdown or anything, but there wasn't. Yeah. So.
We were talking about he runs well when he's in the hand against you, though. But he didn't
lot
run
of
too
people
well
run.
with them kings.
There's a few people I run well against, but most I don't.
Oh, I know exactly how you feel.
It's actually kind of weird when I run up against the people that I run well and I just always seem to beat. I almost feel guilty because I know I'm going to beat them. And it's the weirdest feeling in the world. It's like I wish I could have that feeling against everybody, but it doesn't happen. So
Yeah, definitely somebody out there is gonna run better than you,
yeah.
but
Automatically in.
not all the time.
In the big
Oh.
blind, Max
I
has
mean,
7
you eventually
hearts,
got to win a tournament
10
or two,
deuce,
you know.
10 is
Yep.
ahead.
Oh, and I gotta quit doing this and actually be playing more often.
On the flop, ace, jack,
Oh.
10.
Oh,
Max picks up backdoor hearts, backdoor
8.
straight draw, or he's got a cover
An
bar.
8 and back to hearts. Oh,
Was it
the
an 8?
Game, yeah.
That is going to do it.
And that's what do you do? He goes. He had.
I mean, obviously the big blind calls there every day.
Who beat him?
Max, the guy in the yellow sweatshirt. He was in the
okay.
big blind,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it was just big and little or something.
Yeah, looking over here. I'm waiting for Max. He's a solid. I don't know Max. You don't know Dennis? Older guy with the glasses. Who always hangs around Mark and Kramer. Yeah.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah, he's pretty quiet, and at the poker table he's very quiet actually. If he's, I'm gonna sell Dennis's secrets here, but I think they're open secrets. So if you're in a hand against Dennis and he calls or he raises into you, you should be scared. Most of the time. There's a couple people there. He's the type of person who's hard to get chips out of. Put it that way.
Tim's got 9-7 of diamonds this time. He let her go. Next, King 3. Maybe you should put in a little raise.
Yeah.
Guess not.
Just doesn't even want to fool with it. Just let it go.
Oh, well, that's because his neighbor's got a million,
million chips. Yeah, I don't really want to face those guys either. Two of them right next to each other. Paul Johnson is going to come to the table here with looks like almost 900,000.
885. Oh, wow.
885.
I like Paul. He's a good guy.
Paul is a good guy. He's a good player. Old guy. Dennis, are you older than me and Joel? I think that the answer is yes. So, in my view, that's,
And he said good old guy.
yeah.
I mean, not just old guy.
You also hang around Kramer, so I don't know. Was that an insult too, though? Was the old guy the insult, or was hanging around Kramer the insult? Thank you for giving Nathan Kiefer a ride home last night, and making sure he made it home safe and didn't end up in a random place in this hotel last night. Wade flops a 7.
Todd flops nothing and still gets a check.
Wade just chipping up. Take some from his millionaire neighbor.
Blinds up, next hand, main tournament, 2040. 2040. The 40,000 big blind ante.
There went Slusher in there. Had fist pumping someone. Cody.
I was hoping to get a penalty so that.
All the comments way older. I'll be a designated driver for anyone at any time. Yes, you will, Dennis. You are very kind and generous, old man. I got faith in my coach Brandon taking this down, says Jacob. We saw Jacob. Did we see Jacob earlier? Did I see Jacob earlier? It must have been the last 2 hours.
7-10-4.
These all kind of meld together after you see people after a while. You're never quite
Ooh,
sure.
Queen
So
Jack for Paul. He raises to 100K.
Paul is definitely an aggressive player.
Wade's got $1 million in chips, and he's got 80 to call. I'm pretty sure he'll call.
Two calls.
If the jack hits, I think Paul's going to be in trouble.
3-4.
Well, no,
I think-
Paul's got 900 or 785 left, but depends upon.
There's no promises.
Not really much for either one.
No, but what do you do here if you're facing the bet with ace jack?
Well, Paul bet out, so I
Right.
think Wade's going to fold. Not a spade in his hand.
No. You don't. You just have the ace. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
pretty
that
much
is-
fold. I think if Paul
Okay.
would have checked,
Yeah.
then Wade would have bet.
yeah, that's one of those situations where you could float someone, but 180,000 is a lot to float just to find out if the guy is going to throw another barrel out you at the turn.
For sure. Now Paul's tied with Wade.
King also, she's going to need a 6 in a hurry here, or a queen to chop it. Not going to be there. Heidi, last female left in the tournament. Going to go down in 14th place. Good job, Heidi. Heidi, one of our regular dealers on the tour. Heidi, we need you on the action tracker. Heidi. I'm just kidding. You can have a 2-minute break first.
Ace 9 for Paul. He'll probably make the call. It's only 40 to call.
100's the bet.
13 players remaining. Next break will be in an hour or when we reach
What
our
is he
final table,
calling?
whichever happens
Oh, he's
first.
under the gun.
Yeah,
I see.
no, he,
9-handed final table. We will redraw for the final
Oh,
table.
Paul
when we
raises
get to
100,000,
9.
and Tim, you move all in here if you're Tim.
yeah, for sure. Probably what he's going to do, yeah.
And Paul will think about this for about 35 seconds for the cameras and effect when it comes back to him. And he'll give a little speech, and he'll be like,
Yeah, he'll just be a snap fold. There you go. Made a mistake.
no, Paul never snap folds.
Oh,
Ooh.
jacks.
You could snap fold here if Mark
I'm
has to at 265,000.
Well, that's a lot of chips.
It's only 6 big blinds.
Yeah, for sure. But I wonder how many chips. Is that what Mark has? Is 265?
265, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely got to be all in. But he threw them 4s away earlier, and that's about the same.
Yeah, he would have been our first player at $1 million if he hadn't thrown those away.
Yeah.
There's
He knows it's going to be a race.
So he's played against Paul and Tim enough to know that both these guys don't have to have huge hands, especially Paul.
Well, He knows that what he's up against, ace king or something big.
Tony's gonna make the call with the ace 3 of diamonds. He's gonna be in the lead. King 5.
All he
in
wants
at
is
risk.
a race.
Here we go. 5 though. Queen 8. The king 5 hits a 5. Tony gonna need to hit an ace or a queen. Board paired with an 8 on the
You know,
turn.
on the same, he's
Another
thinking,
five,
yeah, I
full
can
ace.
fold here.
He can.
Double
Yeah.
up through Tony.
I mean,
Tony made the right
Because it's
call.
about the,
In the
you
lead.
know, if so one of them has aces or kings or queens, you're like, oh, you know.
true. Yeah.
And he doesn't know what Paul's gonna do. Paul's gonna call or jam too. So.
I played it with Paul enough that I'm never. I'm worried about Paul, but I'm worried about him not enough to not go with jacks there.
But you're right. He'll sit there and think about it, and then he'll fold.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no way he's calling.
Copper should be king. Oh. They do that, sir. Yeah, because I'm assuming that was my 3 outs right there.
Then
Oh.
Mark missed his chance again.
Oh boy.
Well, with 285 and jacks, I'm probably going to go for the race.
Paulie, last night Jacob played really well but couldn't dodge the deck. Yeah. I can't remember what happened there, but yeah, there was a couple hands. And then Paul, yes, Paul likes to apply pressure all the time. So now we should have now we have over 4 million on this table. We might have the 4.4 since obviously Paul came over with 885. Oh, I gotta do the reconnect so our leg goes away. King 6 for Max before we went away. Ace 9 for Todd Egerdahl.
Yeah, Todd likes ace 9. I've seen him play it about 3 times already.
Yeah. Yeah. He raises to 100,000.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, all in Brandon.
All in call, table 1. Marked up there.
King Jack here is a good
All
all
in.
in. Especially with a
Ace
split
10
ace.
against ace 5.
What's that now?
Especially
Here we
against
go,
an ace
30-35 for him.
smaller than a 10, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Ace 7,
So,
all spades, no spades,
if you're
either
Paul
way.
here,
I'd probably fold.
Turn card is a queen.
60 to call,
50 to avoid
and
a
you
five.
because you have the extra money in the pot.
Yeah, well,
And
I
you
guess,
might-
I
it
guess
might
the
get
other
checked
guy
down.
can't re-raise.
Yeah, he might get checked down too.
Yeah, for sure.
Ouch.
You have the chips.
Yeah, I didn't see that. It was only he couldn't re-raise. That Todd couldn't re-raise him.
Mark gonna go out in 13th place.
Ooh, the king.
King comes now. Got to avoid a heart and a queen or a 9. No, that's a good card.
Yeah,
That's
very
it.
good card.
Just has to avoid the ace, I guess.
Back
Yeah.
to 335K if he wins. Oh, and then he hits 2 pair. Nice. And now Brandon's right back in it.
Brandon Schmidt scores a triple up on the feature table. King Jack hits 2 pair.
I think
Crowd goes wild.
The button is where?
You got it on 5 or do you have 6?
I got false.
No,
12 players remaining. 3 away from our final table. 11 away from a $9,000.
All right, so down to 6, and since they took Tim, I'm assuming they're at the other tables at 6. So got to be 12 left. So top 12 get just shy of 600. but when you hit those, I don't know.
One calls. Two, three, fold. Fold.
Right, but not, you don't want to do that.
Actually, it's still gonna move as far as
See, I don't know. Joel is pointing out that I don't know anything about tech, and I don't. Ouch! Folding jacks with 6 bigs. Yeah, it's a little bit ouch.
Well, he's just watched Brandon go from 80,000 back up
Yeah.
to 3 something. So
It's right, and so he has 265. Be like Brandon, run pure. I should be your off-color commentator. You are off-color though, Dennis. So that would really work. Ace Queen for Max, and he takes it down pretty easily.
yeah, Max really hasn't had anybody to run into yet.
No, and I mean, we have 2. I mean, you know, Mark has 6 bigs. Brandon has 8.
And especially where he's sitting with 2 guys with $1 million in chips to his left.
Yeah, this would be. He always has it. Well, I mean, Paul almost has $1 million too. Actually,
and the guy do his right.
did we miss a hand? And no, Todd lost the hand to Brandon for 100,000, and then he went through blinds, and yeah, he's just bled a little off here.
Yeah. There, Brandon's got ace 4 diamonds with brand new chips. He'll probably raise 100.
5 raises 100. 100,000. 6, 7 fold.
And he's saying, please everyone fold. Unless I get the spades.
Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, that's an extra 100,000 right there, and all of a sudden you have 425,000.
For sure. But
It's-
the blinds are coming around 100,000 a round.
Correct. Yeah.
So you practically need to pick up one every time until you can double up.
Yeah.
And Mark's just sitting there waiting for a hand like jacks.
Yeah, just like Jax. Yeah, you know, if he saw that, he'd be all in an instant,
Oh, for
knowing
sure.
there's dead
Well,
money.
now he's got ace 10. I think he'll hoist it.
Yep. You know, you don't really have the choice here.
No, you have to.
6 fold.
Nobody's got anything anyway. Max was in the big blind.
Nobody's seen it.
Oh, maybe he wasn't. Todd
I
was.
don't.
I don't think that's a call. For
It's a
265,000.
30-year chips.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
30-year
definitely
chips.
not. It'll put you down to 400, 500.
Yeah. That's. This is not the. You want to catch people who have.
You know,
He wants to be putting pressure on people like Brandon and 6-handed. Now you know.
well, some people play different, but that still
Yeah.
isn't a call. Now you're shorting. You know, you got what 730. Now you'll be down to what 4 something, 480, 495.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
he gets through.
and it's 100,000 a round.
Yep. He got through though. So
Good for him. I mean, he dropped them 4s. He could have had trips, jacks. Who knows what happened there? We didn't get to see it, but
yeah, you don't know. I mean, there was still 5 cards, aces and kings.
yeah, you just that's what you're hoping for. Those ace king or
Right.
ace queen. You just want to race.
And I do like the idea of always being the first one in the pot, because you always have usually at least a little bit of full equity. In this case, he had 8 big blinds or 8.5, and it provides enough.
Yeah,
Provides
for
enough.
sure. But you're getting looked up if anybody has an ace queen, ace king. You know, you
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah,
You're just hoping nobody has anything.
you're just playing
With
the
ace
odds
10.
of.
You're not even looking to double up. You just want everyone to fold.
Yep. Mark is sitting here like, do I get a walk? Well, he
No.
doesn't get a walk.
Wade made sure of that, but he could wake up with a good hand. Nope.
Nope.
Oh. He checked it though. He's got a shot at making some. Wade should have raised if Wade was gonna.
Oh,
But now it doesn't matter.
Wade.
I would like to see Mark have a 6 here,
Yeah.
just because he didn't. Because Wade didn't raise
We
him.
have ace jack.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah, for sure.
Or ace queen for Tommy and Jack.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you only know, I thought Mark might have, but he's kind of been.
Or ace or queen. Turn card jack.
I don't know the best word. I don't want to say tight.
Instead of jack.
But he's been.
Yes, yeah. So if you're folding jacks, yeah,
Yeah.
you're tight.
Yeah.
Especially at 285, you only got 4 bigs. What was it? 5 bigs? 6 bigs?
Had to be 6 or 8. Well, it's 8 maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
6
that jacks
bigs.
have to go in there.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see how he does the rest of the tournament.
Right.
But he could have doubled up there
Yep. Or even better, I guess.
for sure.
Um,
Paul, he's
Paul,
gonna
he's
raise
raising
here
it,
to
yeah.
110, 15. Oh, 100.
40. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're only 40.
Todd with ace
Todd's
9.
definitely going to call that.
Didn't we just talk
Suited.
about ace 9?
He has ace 9 every other hand.
It does.
Like I said, he always has ace 9. He's playing ace 9 every time.
Did he raise?
No.
Or did he just?
He
No, he
just
just called.
Because that's all he ever has. is ace
Yeah.
9.
Yeah. It's such a. You don't want ace 9.
No, I wouldn't call with ace 9. But he's suited. A lot of them like that suited. Look at Brandon shoves. What do you do here?
Oh. Yeah. By Tim. Check. On a king 4 board. If I'm sitting here with ace 10, I'm like, I'm still in good shape.
Well, they're liable to maybe chop if the board pairs. But Paul,
I think you
or
bet
Paul bets
125 here just to find out.
probably 140, 150.
Oh, what 150?
150,
There you go,
yeah.
and he folds. Hey, yeah, Chase.
But you want to
ace
make
9.
sure the other guy makes sure he wants to call.
Yeah. Tim Scott. Tim was the one with ace king there. So,
Oh, for sure, Jack's lose. But that's a chance you got to take.
I think so.
Yeah, because he would have had 600, 700,000 if he would have
Yeah.
doubled up. I mean,
Oh, look at this.
oh, Max got.
Ace
I bet he
king.
goes all in. The way he's been betting. I can't even come up with a figure of how much he would bet. Because he bet 200,000 that one time.
Yeah.
180. No,
He
all
does
in.
go in.
Yeah, I figured that's what he'd do. Ace 10's not going to call him.
you that not for
Ace
600.
10 won't call him for
Yeah.
600. Especially Wade. He worked too hard to get to this spot.
Yeah.
And Wade's pretty calm. And he's a good player.
Yeah. He thinking about it more, and he's like, no.
No.
All right. Well, Brand is back down to 325 going through the blinds, and of course Mark is back down to 265. So
And
now one of those
and
have
you
to
know,
pick
if
up
he
a
would have
plan.
just bet out, an ace could have flopped, and he,
Right.
made
Yep.
a 100K raise. Or I guess it could go the other way too. A 10 could have been ace 10, and then he would have been in trouble. So
Could.
he stayed out of trouble this way.
You stay out of trouble, but at some point, again,
You got to
get
accumulate chips,
chips.
to stay in this,
right, to win it. You know.
for sure. And if you keep going all in, no one's going to call you until they got a better hand.
Right. I mean, 900,000 should be average on final table. If you can get there with 60%, that's 540,000. It's kind of the number that you really want to shoot for. At minimum, obviously you need more, but
Yeah, definitely they'll be between 1.2 and somebody will have 1.5 or 6.
yeah,
And then there'll be a couple 200,000 because they just never had a
oh,
chance.
look at this.
Ooh, Paulie.
In the small
100K
blind.
coming out.
So,
He wants a caller.
yeah.
He'll
you
bet
want-
100K. Maybe 110. I don't know. 100K,
Crazy,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he
just-
wants a caller.
But he's never going to get it here.
No. For sure.
Paul, what's so bad?
Oh. What happened here? Just the blinds?
Yeah, it was just the blinds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Paulie's like, oh, I get them aces and nobody has
And
anything.
nobody has anything.
Especially this guy that's jamming here.
Yeah. The guy who jams King 10. And
Definitely, if he would have went back and looked at the live stream and seen that he was jamming King 10 for 500,000, I think he would have limped in there.
yeah.
I pretty much would have.
I think it would be worth the shot.
Yeah, definitely. I would just call the big blind and
Right.
let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he might
Here's
have
Wade.
done
Wade's
something.
got ace. He always gets pretty hands. Ace 10 suited every other hand.
He's been getting a lot of
Here
right.
comes. He just had
Just
ace
one-
10
just one better
suited
than-
against
That's a
that ace king
chunk.
shove.
That looks
No.
like 145,000.
125, yeah.
And Brandon obviously shoves
Brandon's
with
gonna
ace
shove,
king.
yeah. And Wade's gonna have to call. He's gonna have to call him here.
Wade has to call with ace 10 now for an extra 200,000. The pot's you're getting 2-1 on your money.
And plus it's
almost.
suited. It always looks
It's-
better when it's
It
suited.
does.
How much is it? He says. He just
Yeah.
laid down the ace 10 suited against that last shove, ace king.
Yeah.
So that's going through his head. What, I gotta lay this down every hand? And it's only 200 to find out where you're at.
Yeah. You have, it brings you down to 725,000. All of a sudden, these chips are going to be worked around the table quite a bit.
Yeah, but
Todd
you
was
gotta
up there
make these calls.
Yeah,
You
no.
have to, at this point in time, you have to make these calls or the game's just going to go on. Somebody's going to get on. You got to get lucky. He knows it. But he's going for hearts. He's not going for the 10. He just wants the hearts.
I want two pair, twos
now
and threes.
Now he can hit. He can win with a 10. He didn't know that.
Yeah.
Brandon is 70%, Wade 30%. Here we go to the all-important first three. 7, 10,
Oh, it's looking good for Brandon. No hearts.
No hearts.
No 10.
Wade's going to need a 10 or running straight cards. Turn card. 7 is
Oh, could end
Chop
with a chop.
with 4, 9,
Way to win a 4,
4,
or a
9, or 10.
Shot. River. Queen not going to be there. Ace King.
Brandon's up to
Going to
725.
7. He's just got himself right back in there.
Yeah. So, if you go back and watch the HPT that Mark won in Deadwood, he folded pocket sixes heads up, and it was right against queens. Yes, it is Joel commenting or doing commentary
No,
Yeah.
nobody's saying anything about how he plays.
about the jacks there. You can look at any one hand, but we're trying to say in general, do you have to call there with jacks? Is it better in the long run? It could be 52% better versus 48%. It could be super close.
No, nobody's saying anything bad.
No,
We were
nobody's
just
saying
saying
anything
that
bad.
it would have been nice if he would have, because maybe he has a chance to double up. But that's all right because he's still in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he made the right fold, especially with Paul in the hand.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that's
My
Joel
my
commentating,
my
Dennis.
point is always, it's not a right or wrong. It's a percentage of, hey, 53% of the time you make this move, it's going to be successful. 47% time, this will be successful. Should you make that or not? Well, the math says yes, you should. That doesn't mean you have to call because there's other factors that come into play. He believes he can find a better spot.
And plus, you're setting yourself up to get to the final table. You're not. You're done laddering up when the prizes are the same right now.
Oh.
12 left in the main right now.
Paul gets out of there with Jack 10. Now he's at 1.1 million.
35 minutes in the main or
It's amazing how these chips can move around. You have two guys at 1 million.
Especially at this blind level.
And then all of a sudden, together, they barely have one.
I mean, it might be 40,000, 40,000, whatever, but it's still 100,000 around, and these guys only got 7, 8 bigs.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Tony's got the ace card. We're going to be 10-10, and it's not going to be there. Ace on the river, Tony. God, really? Quads. And Tommy Hill going to go out 12th place. Down to 11. Little overkill, Tony. Should have saved, didn't need either one of them.
Looks like Paul folded and just didn't pick up. Okay. So now we get back to King 10 for Max. This looks like he's just calling for it.
I thought it had been all in.
No, he did raise to 110. I'm sorry.
I like Max. He come up and said hi to me.
Oh, here he goes with Jax.
Here they go.
Here we
He
go.
knows exactly where he's at now.
And it's a
I don't think King
snap
Ten
call.
will
No, he snap called.
Oh,
Didn't
he
he?
did.
He has to. It's only 115 more, right? Yeah.
He's thinking about it. Or did he call?
No, he
Oh,
called.
he called.
I was like, he has to.
You can see his cards out there, but we can't see him face off or any pictures on him.
Pretty clean so far.
Ace 5 something.
Ace needs to avoid a king and a king.
Turn is an ace.
Mark, come on back. Deuce.
Deuce.
Good job, Mark.
So Mark doubles up. Wasn't sure what. There it is. Deuce 5, 8, ace, ace. So that's not the order that came out. The ace was on the flop and turn. So it was 5, 8, ace, ace, deuce.
You're right, Dennis. Mark knows exactly where he is most of the time.
Yeah, I mean,
He is definitely a good player.
no, yeah, he's absolutely a good player.
Yeah, definitely.
The funny thing about that is, does your opinion change if you have queens there?
No.
No, it shouldn't.
No,
It's the
my-
same
it's
hand.
the same hand. It's just one up.
So, but I like to ask the question because for some people, for some reason, it would.
And before I told you Mark was going to lay down the hand anyway. I said he lay down them fours, and jacks at this point are about the same as fours.
Yeah, because you know you're getting called. I mean,
If you
that's
go
not
back
even a
and look.
question.
You remember I said he laid
Yep, yep. Just rebuffering here. Reconnect.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't joking. I said he would lay them jacks down because it's like having fours in the same spot. Paul raised, the other guy jammed. I said Mark will lay him down.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he gets in this situation with jacks here, but he was looking for areas where he was able to have fold equity.
Yes, but it was just a raise. The kid didn't jam.
Yeah.
He jammed the other two times he played.
I don't think Mark folds jacks theirs to that to max no matter what he does.
Oh yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Nine, six.
He
Just
raised,
called.
I think.
Just call.
Oh, just call.
And Brandon check.
Main event players, unfortunately, the blinds are going up. 30-60
And Mark
next
bets.
hand. This still hurts
See if he
short-handed.
bets 60.
Yeah, I think he'll check. Now they don't know who. Now you don't know what's gonna happen. They're both gonna check it to the river anyway. Check the river. Spades out there. When the board runs out that bad,
Yeah, at some point you just you feel like you could probably bet and take it down, but yet at the same time, both of them have newfound chips.
and I want to go back at what Janice said about Brandon running pure and getting lucky. I've seen Brandon in many tournaments get unlucky.
Oh, yes, absolutely,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, hey, how about that? Someone's gonna be upset here. I was recording a hand, and we've had 8.5 minutes of action of recording.
Nice. Well, you probably
But
caught something, man.
But I probably got the jacks too, because
Yeah.
I don't think I was recording that hand. So
Wade always got a serious look on his face, like he's gonna go all in or
or
something,
fall asleep.
or fall asleep. Ooh, we laid down
That's
ace
it.
4.
I like that. You know,
Yeah, so do I. Ace 5's right next door. And Mark bets
150?
Yeah, probably 150.
145.
145.
Enough. Takes it down. Picks up 150,000,
Nice.
and all of a sudden it's back up to 740. So
Yeah, these chips go up and down so fast. Look at Max. It's down to 390 when he was just at 700.
yep, and he's in the big blind right now for another 120.
Well,
So he only has
is it 60 and
270.
60 now?
Yeah, 60-60.
Oh, it's hard to play with them. With just
Yeah.
4 bigs, 3 bigs, 4 bigs.
Let's see. Technically, it's 6.5, but he had to put 2 of them in, so he
Yeah,
only has
that's
4.5 left. Yeah, right.
It's big by an ante. It's just
I mean, it's the same amount per
Yeah.
round. However, or close to the same amount per round. It's really not. It's less or more. It's more.
now here when you call with ace 6 suited or raise. I mean, what if somebody jams on you? You're gonna lose that. Are you prepared to call off?
Yeah,
Are you prepared to call
Right.
like 500,000 when you only got 7? What? I mean, if you're gonna play, you should be all in. I'm just saying
It's
because
very
it's gonna
close.
cost you. Yeah, I mean,
It's
you got to
very
be
close.
prepared to call off.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's extremely close. I think you have one raise in you with 10 bigs. Mark was up and out with
Ooh,
7-3.
he likes
Brandon
King
King Jack.
I can't believe he didn't play it.
That I mean, but you know, the Brandon's in that same boat.
Yeah.
Max has King Jack. I
Well, this
thought
this
all of a sudden I
now-
was
now
seeing.
here's what I was talking about. Now, if he goes all in, of course we've seen a King Jack
Yeah.
gone. But if he goes all in now, are you prepared to call with the ace 6?
Oh, in this case, you have to be.
Well, we'll see if he doesn't.
He's all in.
Yeah. Now, are you prepared to call him with the ace 6? See, now you're big. Now you got a big decision, and it's you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, he only has 470,000 left, and it's 175,000 to call.
Well, I mean, it's a snap call
It-
because you put yourself in that spot.
Yeah, there
That-
were other people at the table. It wouldn't have been a
And
snap.
this is what I was saying was when you were playing the ace 6,
yeah,
you should either all in or fold it, because if you're not prepared to call somebody that's doing this, you know, you should have it. You should have it thought out already when you're playing the hand. You're under the gun.
I still think it's borderline. Maybe 2.5
Well,
big
he's
blinds
definitely
less.
calling. He just put
115
in
in.
there. And he's going to sit there and think about it, but he's going to call because he put 150 in. I mean, if he lays it down, then see, why did you even play it in the
Yeah.
first place?
Yeah, in this situation, I agree he has to call. I'm just saying that if Paul had re-raised him in this case, could you have still laid it down to a guy like Paul who's going to put you in a decision for all your chips?
Yeah, definitely then you're going to lay down. But I was talking about the short stack.
Oh, yeah. Then if you're...
See what I mean? Now you just gave 150,000 to him.
Yep. I agree.
Now when he goes all in on you next time and he's got
More chips than you.
more chips than you.
Yeah.
No, 575. Look at that. Right back in there.
And you're at the bottom with 470. Yeah. There's...
Pretty much last call on the Survivor.
I would have definitely had it in my mind. If I'm playing the say 6 suited and the big blind shoves with 300, I'm calling.
Yeah, see, so this is where...
And that's why a lot of times you'll see me just call because
Oh,
I already put it in my mind.
right. Yeah, I mean, there's, at these high levels, a call is not necessarily a bad thing. I do like, there are some people out there who are repeatedly, so when the blinds are 40, they'll go to 85. Blinds are 60, they'll go to 125. I don't even know. Yeah, did he reach to 150?
145.
145 is what it was?
Yeah, 145.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely, Keith. Under the gun, you're either all in with that ace-6 suited or you fold it.
See what Brandon does here. Raises with king-7 of hearts.
He's in the cutoff. Now he raised. Now he should be prepared to call it off. Look at Max with 5s. Do you think he'll do it to him again?
You know, he's been running.
He just seen the last guy fold to him.
Yeah. And it's been his
Oh,
MO.
Brandon raised pretty heavy to 200.
Oh,
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either.
So yeah, he might not even play the 5s. If he does, it's all in. I mean, are you going to call him, you know? What a raise to 200, you know?
Right.
Maybe he'll just call. See if he can flop a 5. I don't know.
All in.
Now what are you going to do? Are you going to call? You put 200 in there.
Yep.
I think Brandon will probably call him.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. About 15 bigs, everyone else. I think he has to call him even though he did this. I definitely think if he's seen the cards, he would call him, but he has to call him. And Brandon knows that. See, Brandon's a smart player. He's counting to see how many he has left. Yeah. But still, you put 200K in there.
Oh, then all of a sudden that guy Max now
Now Max is
up to 900,000. And he's done it to people enough that you know he's going to do it again.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's what I watch for people doing that.
Yeah.
And then I just wait for a big hand. And then call him. Do the same thing. Bet 200.
Oh, right. Because then, yeah. All right. So we got about 20 minutes left in this blind level here. Ace deuce under the gun for Mark. I think that's a quick fold. Quick fold. Yeah, there we go. Brandon
so
with king.
disgusted right now
Yeah.
that he put 200. When he goes back and looks at that king 7 against 5-5, he's just disgusted.
Yeah.
Now he's going to
Now
raise
he's just-
again.
I think that's just a call.
Oh. Paul will probably shove.
No.
What do you think Max is gonna do now? He's looking. Folds. Ooh, Todd's got the beautiful hand. Jack 10. Just a call.
Just a call, and then we're gonna have like 7-4 out of Wade here.
Who knows? Can't see the card.
8-5. Oh, I think it's better.
Nope, just call.
6-4.
6-4.
6-4.
Here comes 2, 3, 5.
Well, we could see a 10. Oh, Todd. Todd's not going anywhere here.
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
No way.
Mm.
Oh no, he put to another big decision, Todd.
There's
When
no
he
decision
called-
here for Todd.
No, I know, but you know what I mean. When he
Yeah.
called with the Queen 4 of diamonds and the diamonds
Oh,
game, and the-
right.
or the Queen 6.
Oh,
of
yeah.
Diamonds.
Yeah.
This is
was.
another big decision, and I'm pretty sure he's calling.
Right. You can't fold this. 2 overs, a flush draw,
Well,
and
you
a
don't know
open.
that the other
No,
guy
you-
doesn't have a bigger club.
You don't know if he has a bigger club. You're right.
Yes.
But then
That's probably the only way he's going to fold here is thinking the other guy's got a bigger club.
But from the big blind,
Yeah, definitely, Ryan. Wasn't a $200,000 bet. And definitely a fold pre-flop.
it's saying they have the same amount of chips here.
And then he puts his chips out there again and farther out there. He's playing with them. I'd probably call if he's doing all this, you know. And he's thinking about it. He's thinking, well, why is he doing that? In the back of his mind, his conscience is thinking about it. He might not. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I guarantee, I think he's going to fold. I think he thinks Wade has a bigger club. And that's why he jammed. You know what I mean?
Well,
Even
now-
though he's got the open end,
Yeah.
but he can't put to get.
Oh, he calls.
They call. See, he did the call
But,
again.
but see,
And
why don't
Wade is
you
in
lead
deep
out?
trouble.
Yeah. Why don't you lead out there with that Jack 10?
Because you're trapping some weird way, I guess. I
But
don't
then
know.
why don't you snap call?
Watch, he'll probably lose his hand.
Yeah.
He's got too many outs. Told you,
He does.
too many outs, and that's what happens all the time.
But that's why you lead out there,
And
to take away the chance that someone.
for sure, he
Because you're
shoulda
never
no,
folding. You're
he
never
shoulda
folding.
jammed
Yeah.
if he wants to call.
Yeah. If you're willing to call for your life there, you should be shoving.
Yeah, and that's why I said he should be folding because the other guy could have a bigger club.
Well, right after you're
Now
facing
that,
the
now
bet.
that took all your outs away. The only thing you got is open-ended straight draw.
Well,
Well,
tens. and
You don't
jacks.
know if you got
Right.
jacks
You-
or
you-
tens that are good though.
You don't, but you're if that would be pretty bad luck to face a big blind in that situation without a raise.
I know, but what if the big blind would have queen 10 or queen whatever with the queen of clubs?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Now you hit your jack, he's got a straight. You know, you got to think about all the scenarios. Do you get
Yeah,
what I mean?
the 10 or the jack. Yep.
With the queen of clubs.
Yeah.
How many outs do you have now?
Correct.
Now you're just down to 4 outs.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that would be. I know what you're saying, but again, yeah, we're both in the same agreement that you just shove there on
Yeah.
the flop.
If you're calling.
Yeah. Brandon's all in with ace nine. Paul's got
definitely
jacks.
calling him.
Call from 6, fold from 10.
Yeah, if he has a mate straight, you are drawing thinner debt. I understand this. If we're, yes,
You are exactly right.
I've seen all these hands. He could have a mate flush on that hand too. That's
Let's see if
for
Brandon
sure.
can run lucky or pure on this one.
Yeah, I don't know whether you call this lucky or pure.
No, I mean
if you-
hitting the ace.
Yeah.
Ace mostly here. Flop. Queen
Eight.
9-7. He picks up his 9.
Yeah.
So
They're all alive.
Yep, for sure.
An 8. Not
Oh,
count there.
now he's got a.
3 aces, river. Ace.
No, he hit an ace. Yep.
Oh, he
Brandon
runs-
runs good this one.
River for 2 pair. It's not gonna look good, he says. Nobody wants to go home.
I guess.
11-handed final table. Just for the fun. Something we'd like to share with
We're down to 11 now, anyway.
Nobody. Well, Todd's not going to be much for this world with only 20,000.
That's all he's got? I thought he had 200. He's only got 20?
Yeah, only 20.
Oh, yeah.
Because him and Wade almost had the same
really
amount.
going to have to come back.
That pulled Paul down to 565-ish thousand. Max is sitting there with 900. Wade with 900. Brandon with 900. Mark still sitting here with 620,000. Just hanging around.
Hanging in there. But that's what Mark does, and then he doubles up to 1 point some million.
Yep.
Nothing. Who cares? Yeah, there's nothing at this point. Yeah, 10 through 12 is the same.
Let's go, Brandon, said Jacob.
And they were just discussing money, and yeah, 10th through 12th are the same.
And that helps out a lot, too, trying to get somebody out.
Yeah, I mean, once you get to 12th, I mean, again,
You
only
know, when they're
100
the
extra bucks
same
for
and
even
you're
ninth.
low, you know, you just, no use, laddering up anymore.
Well, here goes Todd with pocket fours, all in for less than the small
there's a
blind.
4 gone. Mark calls with queen 6.
There gets his last 20K in.
Let's see if Brandon calls.
So check. So we're gonna have 80,000 on the side. So I still don't think that that's enough. I think both Mark and Brandon probably just check this down, unless they hit something really, really good.
Brandon's giving a big speech. He won't raise here.
That's. I think they're trying to say it without saying it, because you're not supposed to say this. You're not supposed to talk about checking down openly.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's kind of unfair to the person that's
Correct.
all in.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous in a tournament if you do that.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have one of them beaten, the other guy could make a bluff at it and then win.
Hard to outplay luck.
Well, you got to run good
Oh,
sometimes.
and there's the case
There's the
four.
4.
There was
Oh,
the case four.
It's back. He'll be back up to 200K.
No, he'll be back up to 120.
Oh, well, that gives him hope.
Yeah.
Full house. Oh, God.
And then
They just chuckle.
Brandon wins with trips.
Brandon wins. Brandon thought for sure, yeah, I win.
So Todd should have 120,000 on this. Brandon would win the 80,000 chip side pot.
Yeah, because he gets the big blind. or the big,
Yeah, so Todd got the big blind ante, which was 60, and then 20 from himself and the two others.
big and little blind.
Yeah.
Ante.
Well, there's only the big
I
blind.
mean, the big
Yep.
blind ante and
And then he gets 20, but he only had 20,000. So yeah, he's only 120.
yeah. He gets the full big blind. Though.
Full big blind ante.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's why he's got 120 and not 80.
Right. The side pot was 80
Yeah.
between that Brandon won. So Brandon ended up, well, he had the big blind ante out there, so he still ended up losing 40,000 in chips.
For sure.
But yeah,
Looks like they're going on break.
no, I think Paul was just looking for a drink.
Oh, maybe he's going to the other table.
Oh, could be, yeah, because You know, if they were down to 4, so then it would be down to 10.
10 left in the main.
Yep.
Yep.
I just said 10 left, so Todd would have been your 10th place finisher.
Yeah, we're almost
And
at the final table. One
do
more guy.
you go ahead of here? Yep, you shove here with Jack 7 diamonds. I don't mind it. You could be better than everybody for one, and if not, it's a decent hand to have against any random hand. And so far, he has been better. Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
well, Brandon's got a call.
Brandon will call 90,000.
Oh,
No,
for fuck's
he folded.
excuse me. Oh, Paul moved.
Oh, and then the guy with
because
the
it was,
worst hand called.
yeah, because it was a small blind.
Yeah, but now you're looking at doubling him up to 240. If you'd have let it go, he would have been in the big blind next.
Yeah, but yeah, it's 60,000. It's
Yeah.
3 to 1.
Okay.
I think he's still got the Jack 8. Jack 8 would be still looking good here.
Yeah, Jack, definitely. But I guess Max ain't really playing that way anyway.
No,
If you know what
Yeah.
I mean. See, that's what I would have thought about. If I double him up, now he's in the big blind, and how much do I gotta put him all in for this time?
so
If you know what I mean.
right, it would have been a chop between Brandon.
Yeah, now he's sitting at 330. Now if I got a good hand and I got to put them all in, now he's got 330.
But he would have had 270. He would have had 270 if you don't call, because it was just one extra big
He
blind.
gave him 120,000.
But he had 60 already in for the big blind.
Oh, yep.
So
Okay, yeah, it was just 60.
yeah. Paul would be getting a picture of this. Yeah, and as it turns out, if Brandon would have called there, it would have been they would have checked it down, and Brandon and Todd would have chopped for the extra 90. So Todd would have had 210 instead of 330. But I don't know, whatever.
And Todd was just down to 20,000.
20,000, and now he has 320. Yeah,
And now
or
he's
330.
back in there. All in, did he say?
No, he said he can't do
Oh,
anything.
he can't.
And Max folds, and
Yeah, he's gun shy against Max.
so he wins 30, so he's up to 360. And he gets to swim past the blinds.
All in a call, table 1, I think I heard.
Table 1, all in
We
the
got
call.
Tony, all in, King Queen, against Tim Scott's pocket, or Queen, how about, sorry.
King
about that,
Queen
Tony.
versus Queen Queen on table 1.
Yeah.
Here we go, Queen's 80-20 favorite here.
Well, that should put us down to the final table.
It
if
would.
he goes out.
5, Tim spikes a set of 9s. A spade on the turn gives Tony 4 spades. He picks up 9 more outs to go with his 2 queens. That's 11 outs once, 22% here for Tony. Not gonna be there. They're gonna count. This is a big pot here. They're gonna count it down. Tim Scott's 9s. Spike a 9.
Oh, it was 9s. I
Trips.
thought he said Queen Queen.
Trip
Get 'em in
with
back.
pocket 9s against pocket queens. Somebody hit trips.
Okay.
The 9s with the trips.
Oh, so when he said King Queen, he meant Queens, not. Okay, I got it now.
Tony's
I
still
remember
gonna be
that.
alive.
Ooh, this is a beautiful hand. Jack 10 of clubs.
For 760.
And he raises
Means
to
that pot
140.
was 1.6 million chips. That's all. It's 1.6.
There's your chip leader for sure.
Nines against
sure.
queens, 5-handed.
20% of the chips. Yeah, the guy that was on the table, this table.
Without you being discreet and saying it was 130, it's like, I already got it.
I just mean not knowing what you have.
Yeah, and he was only 400,000.
Results for what, Ryan?
I think he's talking about the idea of calling there in the big blind with anything, to just the one big blind bet.
Yeah. It was only 60 to call.
was not. It was not even. Yeah.
Wade could be making a decision here for some reason. Nope, guess not.
I think it's just a matter of you just don't want to fold
Yeah, I
and
don't
just
wanna
give someone the
fold.
chips without a fight, you
Just
know?
give it to him. And then say deuce.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but you can't play that crap all
No.
the time. Especially when the blinds are this big. I mean, you're either all in on them or, you know.
and yeah, when you're get to the final table and you're 9-handed all of a sudden versus 5-handed, and you have twice as many spots to pick, you know.
I mean, how many
We-
times have you went all in on the 10-6 on the big blind, and he wakes up with like ace queen or
Almost
you know
all the time.
all the king queen, and then you're like, oh
Yeah, what's the chances this guy had? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
yeah. And even worse, kings or something, you know.
Yeah.
Odds of somebody having that in the big blind when everybody else folds, he's gonna have a good hand.
Yeah.
Most of the
it's
time.
it's a good point. That if everybody else had crap, that last person, it's like the Watson, the Sherlock Holmes thing. The what's left over is the most likely to happen. What's Mark gonna do here? He's gonna raise to
100K,
125,
125.
140. Brandon calls, and we don't know. Oh, all
I don't
right.
even know what the raise was.
Oh, there we go. 10-7 of hearts. And flops a 10.
Well, of course, you're Brandon.
It had to be just to 120.
Brandon will bet out.
Yeah, Brandon's got a bet now.
Mark's probably gonna fold either that or make some big
Everything
bluff.
on that board is in Brandon's range at this point. Being
For sure.
You know, so it's like you can't.
Well, yeah, you really can't make a bluff at it.
No.
Yeah.
That puts Brandon over 1 million. The 1, 2, 3, at least third player. Paul was over 1 million, got taken back away from this table, which actually puts this table at a severe disadvantage for chips. They're only at 3.2 million in chips. The other one has 4.8.
Yeah, they took $1 million off this table too.
Yeah.
Paul's stack.
Right. So that's big disadvantage at this point of the tournament.
I guess Todd's gonna play 3 deuce. He wants to make the big hero all in there like they did at the WSOPs.
Takes it, yeah.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, what do you hear? I mean, well, back here again.
Remember when the ace hit on the king?
Yeah, well, I mean here with Wade. If you're going to play this again,
Yeah, definitely.
but
Look around to see who's got what size stacks.
you're going to be shoving on the guy who shoved on you how many times?
Yeah, like I said, if you're gonna play this, you might as well just put it all in or fold it. Which I think he remembers the ace 6 suited. So
And
he's
he's
gonna go
going all in.
Yeah.
Yep. 3 deuce, queen 8, and ace 8.
Ooh, this guy. He folds. He got him to fold.
Yeah, he got him.
Otherwise, he would have went all
Right,
in. on him.
he absolutely would have went all in on you. So that's
So we can see that max where he can fold hand now.
Pocket fours is putting ace king of diamonds at risk in a blind versus blind situation. Here we go. Y'all in for 3, king, 3, 6. Fours pick up a backdoor club draw, backdoor straight draw, and a straight draw gets there on the turn with a 5, so he needs one of 2 4s, 4 2s, or 4 7s, 10 outs. Going to the river here. Is a jack. Not gonna be there. Ace king. Gonna double
Yeah.
3 fours.
thanks, Mark, for that. Mark moves all in with ace 8. And he calls clock immediately.
Threes over there. I wonder if these threes are going to make the call. Of course they are. He looks again to make sure that's what he's got. Nah, you
No.
fold.
Finds a fold.
Wow.
We are going on break.
You guys are on break?
Yep.
That's what they just said.
Yeah, we heard you on break. So, all right. Let's see if Todd. He's got a third of his chips in, so I get it, the idea. But
Nah, he folded.
yeah. All right. Well, we'll be back in 15 minutes.
But then he remembered he came back from 20,000.
Yeah.